Imagine trying to raise three energetic kids in a world where every stumble, every laugh, every imperfect moment gets magnified across the entire planet. That's the reality Princess Kate lives in every single day. And despite the royal titles, the grand palaces, and the future throne waiting for Prince George, Kate has openly admitted something that surprised everyone. Even royal children can act wild, chaotic, and a little feral. It was a rare moment of honesty, and it immediately grabbed attention because it revealed something most people forget. Behind the polished photos and perfect smiles, this is still a real family trying to figure things out. What makes this even more interesting is how seriously Kate takes her role as a mother. Reports say she feels a huge sense of responsibility to get it right, especially because she isn't just raising children, she's raising a future king. That kind of pressure would overwhelm anyone, and yet, instead of trying to mold her children into cold, distant royals, she's doing almost the opposite. She and Prince William want George, Charlotte, and Louis to grow up feeling normal, grounded, and connected to real life. They've reportedly moved them into a home meant to give them space, privacy, and as close to a regular childhood as possible, far from the constant flashing cameras and stiff royal routines. But of course, royal life is never truly normal, and that's where the challenge really starts. People close to the family say Kate worries about George growing up isolated, like past royals who were surrounded by luxury but starved of emotional warmth. She doesn't want a lonely king. She wants a confident young man who knows how to relate to people, not just rule over them. So instead of surrounding him with endless formality, she encourages play, curiosity, and real childhood experiences. That's probably why she joked about the kids being feral. It shows that inside those palace walls, things aren't always neat and quiet. Sometimes they're loud, messy, and wonderfully human. But as charming as that honesty sounds, it also exposes the other side of her reality. If she makes one wrong move, the world will be ready to judge. And that's why Kate and Willia reportedly enforce some surprisingly strict rules. Screen time is carefully controlled, emotional outbursts are handled calmly, not with yelling or punishment that breaks a child's spirit. Instead of demanding perfection, they try to teach emotional understanding. It's a very different approach from the old royal style, where discipline was everything and children were expected to behave like little adults. Their approach is quieter, more thoughtful, more focused on feelings, and that alone has changed how many people view the future of the monarchy. But even with all that effort, normal childhood problems don't disappear just because you wear a crown. Behind the scenes, there's still constant scrutiny, never-ending speculation, and pressure building every single year as George inches closer to his destiny. Every public appearance becomes a test, every behavioral moment becomes a headline, and while the outside world analyzes their every step, Kate reportedly carries the inner fear of not being enough, of failing her children, of making mistakes she can't undo. Motherhood is already overwhelming, but when the entire nation expects you to raise not just a child, but an eventual king, the weight becomes something few people could ever understand. Still, instead of breaking under that pressure, she's turning it into motivation. Some royal watchers even believe Kate and William are rewriting what royal parenting looks like. They're not trying to raise distant symbols, they're raising real humans who just happen to be royal. There are rumors and commentary suggesting that this softer, more emotionally aware style might shape how future generations of royals behave, making them more relatable and more in touch with ordinary people. And while nothing about royal life is ever fully predictable, one thing seems clear. This family is determined not to repeat the emotional mistakes of the past. But of course, with royal history, tradition, and public expectations watching closely, that mission is easier said than done, and what happens next could redefine everything. So when Kate says she wants to get it right, it's not just a simple parenting statement, it's a declaration of how high the stakes really are. She's trying to raise children who laugh loudly, run freely, argue, grow, learn, and still understand that someday one of them may carry the crown. It's a balance between childhood and destiny, privacy and duty, chaos and control.
And maybe that's why her honesty struck such a chord, because it proves something powerful. Even behind royal walls, parenting is still messy, uncertain, exhausting, and beautiful. And as the world watches this next generation grow, one question remains. If you were in her place, with the future of the monarchy in your hands, how would you get it right?